Each year technology gets better and better, like this Z51 3LT Corvette. The cockpit area and navigation system in this Corvette is absolutely amazing. You got better brake system, better lighting system. But what happens when you want to improve your lighting system on an old classic car like a 1969 Corvette? I'm going to show you how to install relays, make those headlights brighter and more efficient. I would also like to thank the people that have been emailing me and calling me asking for Corvette tips from Australia, Saudi Arabia, England, Germany. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for calling and asking for advice. And that's the bottom line. I only want to help people. Always follow vehicle safety procedures when operating and doing maintenance on a vehicle. Go ahead and disconnect the battery negative wire located behind the driver's seat on the C3 Corvette. Next, I'll go over some of the parts that are required for the relay install. You will need 2 each relay connectors which have 5 wires coming from them. Part number PT5580. This is what it looks like. You will also need 2 each relays. Part number 88069, which was also purchased at the O'Reilly store. In addition, you'll need some wiring, some both red and black wiring. I used red 12 gauge wiring for my power and black 14 gauge wiring for my ground wire. You also need some connectors. I also decided to make a bracket for the relay to protect it from weather. Simple process. I simply just got some sheet metal, drew it out, then cut it, and then did some simple bends to protect the relay. I put a coat of paint on it, drilled some holes so I can mount it to the firewall, and then I installed some labels on top of the relay cover. Not necessary for myself, but for a mechanic who comes along later and does not necessarily know where the relays are located. This is a wiring diagram of the C3 Corvette. Notice the tan wire, which is for low beam. The green wire is for high beam. You will need to locate the headlight wiring harness on the driver's side left fender of the car. See the green wire coming out of the harness? That is for the high beam. I took the green wire from the wiring harness, I cut it, and I connected the end going to the headlights to the blue 86 pin into the connector. I took the green coming from the cockpit area and connected to the yellow 87 pin right here and simply powered it with the red to battery and black to ground, which is mounted to the radiator. Now I did run the battery power wire to my horn relay, which is right there. You'll see it connected right here. There's 2 of them, one for each relay. I ran a separate power wire. I could have ran them together, but I decided just to go ahead and do them separately. One other thing I did do is I put a 30 amp fuse in line of the red power right here, and you'll see it runs straight to this relay also. Okay, for low beam, I took the tan wire in the wiring harness, I cut it, I connected in a different relay. I connected the tan and blue line to the 86 pin connector on this relay. I hooked the other tan line coming from the cockpit area to the yellow. That would be the yellow 87 pin right here. And then I connected my power again to the horn relay, and my ground, my black, to the radiator. The white 5th pin is just simply not used on this connector. So you could get a relay connector with only 4 pins as long as you had both the male and the female end for the relay.
I simply just spliced the wires together. The best method, of course, is to solder each wire together and to put some shrink tubing on top. But I simply spliced it and then put shrink tubing on top. Once all my wires were connected to my connector relay, I simply just attached the relay to the connector. From there, after attaching both relays, then it's time to attach it to the fender well with the bracket that I made. I decided to drill 2 holes in the fender, go ahead and attach the relays to the brackets, and with 2 simple screws, attach the bracket to the fender well. This is what it looks like once complete.
Notice the 30 amp inline fuses to the power line. I did this so if I had a malfunction or something, then I could at least check the fuses and it wouldn't cause damage to the entire system. I went ahead and got the weather resistant fuses, and that way it protects it from any water or anything that may go in this area.
One more view of the relay before we give it a start. Go ahead and check all the wires, tighten up the wire harness, and go. Before connecting your battery, go ahead and check all your wires for proper connections and right locations. Once that is done, go ahead and connect the battery. Check for voltage on your positive wires and ohm out your negative wires. Once that is done, go ahead and start up the car. Check your high beam and your low beam.